smokes, the winds just came out today for whatever reason. Hopefully it stops. I think the rain might stop too. I guess we'll see because we see some bright spots here anyways. And what's going on today? More news, I guess, about all that hysteria and stuff in terms of unknown drones around the US, and it seems like now some officials and so forth are calling for this stuff to be shot down even more. How about this one's from the US President-elect Donald Trump made this post here saying, "Mystery drone sightings all over the country. Can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? I don't think so. Let the public know and now. Otherwise, shoot them down. DJT." From what I'm reading, the main issue is the drones are considered as, quote, aircraft, and you can't exactly just shoot them down in general because it could be so many, I guess you could say, legal flights, even though they have, for example, that ban in the airspace when it comes to things like drones currently in some areas. But it seems like people are doubling down and telling people just trust the expert, which is actually making people uneasy, just that saying alone. Apparently it was by this person in Alejandro Mayorkas. So he was talking here, it seems like in CNN, again, kind of reaffirming they just don't know at the moment if there's any danger. They say it's safe and all that, and they can't just shoot it down. So you can see it here in terms of some of the comments.
The principal message that I want to communicate to the American public: we haven't seen anything unusual. We know of no threat. First of all, we have experts, and he should not diminish the extent of their expertise and the extent of their dedication. It's not as though anyone can just take down a drone in the sky. That in and of itself would be dangerous.
It is kind of a weird statement too, the one where he says, "There very well may be drones in the sky, of course, but those are commercially available. One can go into a convenience store and buy a small drone."
We can't just shoot a drone out of the
sky. But do you know for sure these are drones or unmanned aircraft? What are they?
We believe that there are cases of mistaken identity where drones are actually small aircraft and people are misidentifying them. There very well may be drones in the sky, of course, but those are commercially available. One can go into a convenience store and buy a small drone. There are also commercial drones as well.
I don't know. I mean, you could say people are mistakenly saying those drones are something else, for example, like a regular aircraft. But in general, a lot of them from the videos I've seen anyways, they don't look like a regular drone that you buy off the shelf, like a DJI one, for example. It doesn't look like a Mavic drone to me anyways, especially with the way some of them are in terms of the lighting. But again, with that quote, when people say, quote, "just trust the experts," I think based on the previous years, I don't think people are too confident with that. What do you think in this case? And with that thought too, more videos in terms of people saying they saw something weird in the sky, and this one is from media sources, like the mainstream one anyways. And it shows you it's kind of similar to what other people are showing. It seems like there's this weird ball of light. Like this one was from ABC News, it seems like. Like, what would you think this could possibly be? So what would you think this is? Because again, it kind of matches up with what other people are showing too, like with these balls of light and all that. Although at the same time, again, with all these videos and stuff coming out, it's kind of hard to determine, okay, what's real and what's not in terms of people capturing footage. And this one I thought was so ridiculous because, as you know here, people were saying, okay, just shoot them down. So these videos are being posted online where you can see it seems like someone's trying to shoot down the drone. Just by looking at it at first, I was like, okay, that doesn't look real in terms of the way the guns are firing. As a person, for example, who's played a lot of video games and all that, it looks like a CG generated. Apparently that is the case. It's completely fake. It was based on this footage here, which seemed like it was legitimately somebody spotting something in the sky, doesn't know what it is, and they basically took that and essentially added like those gunshot effects and all that. I mean, that's ridiculous when people try that, but at the same time, you can see how fast that stuff starts spreading where people pass it off as real when it's not. Either way, it continues, I guess, with all this hysteria and stuff too, huh? Maybe there's something to it, but again, I don't know. It just seems like there is something in terms of the US military or something like that doing something, because it doesn't make sense in terms of why they can't just tell people or figure it out like they say. And in terms of fear, actually, and drones, as you know, there's a lot of talk in terms of, let's just say, drones that spy on you, they send information back to the government and all that. Well, how about this one? It's related to apparently kitchen appliances, like air fryers. They say they're spying on people. Like, what in the world? Like here, this one says, warning issued after report finds air fryers may be spying on their owners. Air fryers may be listening in on people's conversations. A rather dystopian report has revealed The Information Commissioner's Office is issuing new data protection guidance to device manufacturers after a report by which revealed some air fryers collect information on their owners. 3 brands made by Chinese companies, Xiaomi, Tencent, and Idolstar, wanted to record audio on their owner's phone, but the companies failed to specify why they wanted to do this. I didn't read about this stuff before actually, because there's a lot of quote smart appliances nowadays and they ask for all these types of permission for things like your microphone and all that, and you have to wonder, okay, why? It could be, for example, you could say, I guess, voice recognition and all that, but some of them, I don't know, there's no voice recognition and stuff at all in it, and you'd have to wonder, why do you want that? It says Igostar and Xiaomi fryers also send people's personal data to servers in China. And it is not just your air fryers. Smart TVs made by Hisense and Samsung also ask for people's postcodes. Samsung's TV app also asks for permission to be able to see all the other apps on the user's phone. Huawei Ultimate Smartwatch requested 9 risky phone permissions, including users' precise locations, the ability to record audio, and access files. The company said all of the permissions it asked for have a justified need. An ICO spokesperson said its fresh guidance for firms next year will outline our clear expectations for what they need to do to comply with data protection laws and, in turn, protect people from using smart products. They said in a statement, it will cover areas including how to ask for consent, how to provide privacy information, and what tools need to be available for people to exercise their rights. The upcoming guidance will provide clarity on our expectations for manufacturers, allowing them to plan and invest in the use of information responsibly. I know that's a topic too in terms of smart devices, for example, like light bulbs or even things, for example, like Alexa stuff. People say there's just way too much stuff that has open access to your microphone and information, so people don't like, I guess, the smart home as well. They'd rather just, quote, I guess, dumb it down. But that is kind of a concern, I would say anyways, if they're asking for all these permissions and so forth, when realistically you don't really need that for the product in general. All right, see you guys later.